friends got quite the surprise when both had news of their wives. My baby is due the same time as you. How the do we keep them alive? This is Dude, We're Dads.
Have you dreamt about the kid at all?
Dang, we're just getting right into it.
Yeah.
I had one dream,
Yeah?
and it was really weird.
Go on.
I was walking in my parents' driveway. I guess I was arriving or maybe coming out, and Grace was getting there. But all I see is our daughter in like I told Grace about this today, a puffy coat, like a winter jacket.
Yeah.
And super golden, darkish brown hair.
Golden, dark brown. Interesting.
And then, because that's what Grace, that's like her whole family is like golden brown, but my side's super dark.
Yeah.
So it's like a mix between the two.
Yeah, yeah.
And she was like, "Daddy!" and ran and like hit my legs. Like, you know, kids when they hug their parents, they just like smack them.
Yeah.
It was like that. And then I saw Grace's face. She was smiling and stuff. It was the most vivid dream I had. I woke up like, whoa.
How old was the kid?
Had to be like 2 or 3. Like, they have long hair, like actual hair.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, 3.
And that's it.
That's it.
The one dream. Yeah, I've also had one dream. And I'm just holding Hudson, and he's talking to me in full sentences. He's like a day old, but we're just having a conversation. He's a very smart kid.
No, it was weird. It was really weird. Because I saw the face. It was like somewhat vivid, but I can't remember it now.
I think the wife's one dream, she's probably had more, but the one she told me about was he's like 18 years old, and he's taller than her, and he's just hugging her, and she's just crying.
Yeah, I'm not ready for that.
And in her head, she's like, wait, where'd the time go?
Oh.
But like...
That's what's going to happen, though. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Because you got to think. I think about when we went to like the gas station, like the Pilot by your parents' house.
Yeah.
That felt like yesterday.
It did.
But that was over 10 years ago.
Decades.
Yeah.
Minus a decade.
Yeah.
I don't think I've had any nightmares about it.
No nightmares.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. I've had like scary thoughts.
Yeah?
As in like I'm terrified.
Go
but
on.
I talk about it all the time on here. My biggest fear is the hospital. Now, I'm not scared of the baby. I'm scared of the process to get the baby out.
Yeah, the birth.
Yeah. That's the nightmare that I live with daily.
I brought that up to my dad, and I was like, it's so scary, isn't it? And he's like, no, it's amazing.
Well, it is amazing.
And then I told my coworkers, my women coworkers, that he said that, and they're like, yeah, he's not giving birth.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah. No, it's definitely like, that's why I'm terrified for Grace.
Yeah.
It's going to be awesome, like once it's done.
Yeah.
But I feel like that entire process is just going to be a of like, I don't know what's, because me and you can't do anything. Legitimately, we can't do anything besides comfort our wives in the stressful moment.
And shut up when.
And trust the nurses and
annoying.
doctors.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
it.
She told me that the recovery process is quite brutal.
6 weeks.
Yeah, she said that you're left with a dinner plate sized injury.
Yeah.
Inside you.
Yep.
And so it's like in any other profession, world scenario, somebody comes in with an exterior dinner plate sized wound.
Yeah.
The boss would be like, "Go home. What the are you doing?" You know, but it's on the inside. So
well, not only that, but the other part's tear, and so they have to stitch it up.
I mean, yeah.
And if you get a C-section, that entire spot has to be cut open.
C-sections are terrifying.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
No. I mean, we're not in control of that situation.
I don't get how people do multiple C-sections. You know, because like I've cut open my finger, and then like a month after it healed, somehow I slit open the exact spot again, and that hurts way worse. You know, when you get an injury cut twice. So I can't fathom multiple C-sections.
Well, I think my mom had 3. My sister was the only natural one. After me, it was because I think after you have a C-section, you have to get C-sections. Yeah, you do.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They should just install a zipper at that point.
Oh my god!
Right? Just, they're doing all these gauges in the ears and just get a belly gauge.
This is the first time I'm going to hear Grace like in full pain pushing out a child. That's going to be full. She was like, "Are you going to get the ick?"
What's the ick?
Like something that's like, ugh. She's like, "Are you gonna get the ick from me?" I'm like, "You're pushing out my child. No,
I will not ick.
I'm gonna be stressed."
Yeah.
And she's like, "Are you gonna look?" I'm like,
you were undecided the last time we talked about
I was, I'm gonna peep it.
You're
I'm gonna
gonna
like
peep
like
it?
little peep around the corner real quick.
Once you peep, you can't peep back.
I know. I'm gonna peep once and come back. I'm not watching.
You don't
that
come
process. Mm-mm.
You don't come back from a peep.
You do. Apparently, the nurses are gonna ask me. So like, or us. And I'm gonna. That's when you have to decide. No.
You got it in my head with the skin to skin thing. Like you've been working out and and I've been going in that opposite direction. I'm real sad about it because
I don't know if they do it for guys though.
they do. They definitely do. Yeah, I
Uh-huh.
remember seeing it in the training video.
Oh, I'm staying. That's. Yeah.
I'm so sad.
Staying
Just
prepped.
my saggy tits. Just baby's gonna think I'm breastfeeding. Man,
You've been working out.
a little bit, but I've been eating way more than I've been working out.
That's fine. Just gotta go in the right direction.
I just love food,
I do
and
too.
I eat emotionally.
I
you
love
know?
food too.
Yeah, I like it more than you. I'm more.
I
Committed.
probably eat more food throughout the day than you do.
You're so wrong.
I'm not. I wake up at 5.
Yeah,
I eat breakfast at 6.
you're so wrong though.
No, I eat breakfast at 6. That's 5 eggs,
Yeah,
a cup of oatmeal,
Yeah.
scoop of protein. Get to work. I have pretzels, grapes, apples at 7:30. Then lunchtime comes. I have whatever meal, the first meal I packed, which is typically
first meal.
like a lunch container.
Yeah.
You know, like the basic containers you can get, plastic lids. Like
You eating more than me
no, I eat.
just
Hold on.
hurts
Hold
even
on.
more.
I eat 2 of those. I eat one at 11, one
Yeah.
at 2. Then I come home and Grace usually has like some like tacos, chili, whatever she makes for dinner. And then after that, at 7-ish, 7 or 8, I have a huge thing of yogurt with
Yogurt.
protein chocolate chips
Oh,
and
interesting.
some blueberries.
Protein chocolate chips.
No, protein in the yogurt with chocolate chips,
Gotcha.
sugar-free chocolate chips.
Of course.
It's about the food you eat.
It's about discipline.
Yeah.
Who's gonna row the boats?
But I guarantee I eat more food than you.
Okay. Now I feel better. Yeah. I think like in my head it's at this like growing up I'm like I want to look good.
Yeah.
And in high school I looked real good.
Yeah, you
and
were
then,
jacked in high school.
I was jacked in high school. And then after high school it's like
It's harder.
Consistency.
No, it's hard. I feel like it's harder. Obviously, this is like a known thing. When you're younger, it's easier to.
Got so much free time.
Yeah, you don't have any responsibilities, and I feel like your body reacts quicker. That makes any sense.
That metabolism.
Yeah.
It's great. Yeah, you can do like 6 push-ups and suddenly you got massive biceps. It's great.
Yeah, you
That's
were
how push-ups
really
work,
into
right?
it.
Yeah. I was huge.
Go to the,
But
you go to the park
at
and
this
do
point,
pull-ups?
I just want to be healthy. You know, I want to be around.
Yeah.
I want to be there for the kid.
I think my dad. I don't know if this is what caused my dad to start working out, but he told me January 1st that he was gonna start getting in shape. He's like, I'm gonna start running January 1st. This was like December 30th. He was like, my New Year's resolution. This is what I'm gonna do. He ran like one day.
Yes.
And then he stopped, and I'd ask him every day, "Hey, did you do your workout today?" And he was like, "No, it's way too cold outside."
Hell yeah.
All these things. And
That's
I was like,
that's resolutions for you, man.
well, I was like, okay, all right. And then like 2 weeks later, I guess closer to February, he's like, he got a haircut. He like looks a little bit thinner. And I was like, "Are you starting to work out?" He's like, this is after I told him, I was like, "Hey, when my daughter is born,"
yeah.
I was like, if I'm not here and she wants to go outside and play with you, I was like, you better be out there playing with her. Like, you can't be moping around or just standing there.
It's too cold.
I was like, I want you to start playing with her. And so all of a sudden, he's been working out. I think he works out, like lifts weights, and then he goes and runs too.
Yeah.
But he looks like insanely different. It's only been a month, not even.
Maybe my objective throughout my life with the kid is to always be able to bench my kid. So like starting out, it's like, this is nothing, bro. But he turns like 23. I'm like, but I'm jacked. Like that's the only weight I'll ever lift is my son.
Yeah, I got to be able to be a flipping athlete, which I'm slacking.
Yeah, you and me both. How do you think it's gonna change you?
How so?
Like in high school, you build up this identity,
Yeah.
and like you're like a bro. You know, you got your homies and all that. You act a certain way. I mean, like I'd come over, we'd have our sleepovers. we were weird dudes, like dudes are.
Yeah.
How is that going to raise a kid? You know what I mean? like, don't you feel like there's going to be so much of you that you're like, oh, we're not going to talk about that around the baby?
I feel like we've already changed a lot.
Yeah, in the process.
I feel like even though we're still goofy, it's still like we're a lot more aware of the way we speak.
Yeah.
Especially around certain people. Like if I'm at work and my big boss is there,
Yeah.
I'm not going to
tone it down a little.
You tone it down, but it's out of respect because you don't know them on that level. Our kids, though, are going to be different. We're going to be toning it back to an extent while they're still young.
Right.
But then as you get older, you mature more, so you're going to be more, like you're going to get more loose. Like I told you multiple times, like my dad, whenever we were younger, he wasn't filtered to like a full extent, but like cussing around us or swearing around us, he didn't do it.
Right.
Like occasionally, you know, he'd drop it when we were in the car. If it was just me and him in the car, he wouldn't care. But if Sam was in the car, he wouldn't. But as we've gotten older, I mean, he'll come up to me behind my back. I'll whisper in my ear, be like, "F you," that type of stuff. And it's funny.
I'm gonna flip it. I'm gonna start out real rough, but like as he gets older, I'm gonna sweeten.
Yeah. But like as we get older, I think we're gonna change. I don't think the kid's gonna change us as
I think
much.
he will.
I think our
they will.
personalities will be a little bit changed because we're gonna be so prioritized.
Yeah.
Like as they get older, who's gonna drop? Like you're gonna be so focused on dropping off at school, getting to work, coming home, making sure shit's done.
Well, trajectory's changing, right? Like you guys were like talking about having a kid.
I know. I was on my way to being a millionaire. Like I was.
Well,
like,
that's the thing.
I was
though.
right there.
Yeah.
I was right there. I was like so close, and then all
And
of a
then
sudden,
the dumb baby.
now I'm middle
Poor,
class.
poor people.
I'm lower
But
class.
like the next 3 years of your life are not going to be what they were going to be.
No,
You know,
I'd be in Tucson still
I don't. Oh yeah. Yeah, you wouldn't even be here.
because I was supposed to stay in Tucson for 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
Well, that was my plan. I told Grace after the first year she could decide kind of what we do next. But I told her I'd like to be there for at least 2 years. And then as soon as she said she was pregnant, I was like, all right, we're going back.
How long were you there for?
A year and like 3 months.
Gotcha.
But as soon as she showed me the test, I called my mom after we found out. I was just like, yeah, we're going back to Knoxville. Yeah.
That's cool. That's important.
Oh, 100%. I would not raise a kid 1,800 miles away from my family.
Yeah.
Well, one, support. But two, it's like, that's unfair to your grandparents.
Yeah, you're depriving them of the little one.
Because what are they going to do? Fly out twice a year?
Right.
And her parents wouldn't fly out. So it's like, they're never going to see him or her.
I'm worried about my dad and her dad.
What do you
Because
mean?
I don't know, they both strike me as the kind of people that like want to see what kind of like sour foods makes the baby make certain faces, you know?
My boss told me, or one of my bosses told me, this could be completely not legitimate at all.
Okay.
He said this is how I was raised and this is how I raised my 3 boys or 3 kids. He said you dip your finger if they're teething and they're crying like crazy.
Yeah.
He said you dip your finger in bourbon and you rub it on their gums and it numbs their gums and
Hell
they stop
yeah.
crying. And I was like,
Just dose them up a bit.
and my other boss was like, yeah, I tried that. And my wife walked in the room and she super
Drink
pissed.
it. We're getting lit, son.
But Grace is like, if you think it'll work. And I was like, I don't think I'm
Yeah.
going to do it. Maybe some tequila,
Yeah.
but
You eat vegetables, right?
if Grace makes them.
Okay.
I love zucchini.
My-
Zucchini squash
Yeah.
or spaghetti squash or green beans.
Did your parents have you eat vegetables when you were young? Did they make you eat vegetables?
No. Asparagus, fire. Tomatoes, fire.
I don't
Onions,
have
fire.
I don't have an appreciation for any of it. And so, how am I, as an adult man, an adult father dude, gonna look at my kid and be like, "Eat your vegetables," and I got nothing on my plate?
I don't go out of my way to eat them.
Yeah,
Like, I'm not like, oh, I need to have this.
I go out of my way to eat them. Like the wife might go to the bathroom during dinner, and I'll like throw it in the trash can or something.
you go out of your way not
like,
to.
oh man, yeah,
I don't like mushrooms. That's like the one
Oh,
thing I want
really?
to eat. I hate mushrooms.
I'm okay with mushrooms. Like as long as something's done to them.
It's a consistency thing.
Oh really?
So if you cook them, if they were like super crispy, I'll eat them.
Oh,
But if they're like moist,
I love the meatiness of a good mushroom.
no. When I chew on that, the flavor of mushrooms is fantastic.
Yeah.
But the chewiness, I can't do that.
Yeah, but
or
it's
olives,
things,
I
it's
can't
things
do
like
olives.
that where like I'm gonna make my kid do something that I currently don't do.
Oh, I told Grace the same thing. I said I was raised a very picky eater.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't introduced to a lot of things at a very young age. I'm assuming. It's like seafood. I can't stand seafood. Like the fishiness flavor.
So good.
Nah, it depends on what it is.
Sushi.
Like I can eat like shrimp fried
Yeah.
or like grilled shrimp. But if it's like the what is it? The
Octopus.
no. Like the cocktail with the cocktail sauce, like
Oh,
raw, like
yeah,
not
that's
raw, but
gross.
like cold.
That's real
That's
gross.
disgusting. Lobster, phenomenal. Crab, phenomenal. I like the white. I think it's called sea bass. I don't know. My buddy made it for Christmas Eve, and it was good.
The wife's been pretty good about like eating a variety of foods throughout the pregnancy. So hopefully that kind of stretches Huddy's palate. You know what I mean?
Grace is the same way. She eats anything and everything.
Yeah.
And so I'm hoping the kid has that side.
They probably will. Like,
Well, if she's the one cooking, they will.
kids that eat like spicy food or moms that ate spicy food, like I think there's stuff that says that the kid is more
Yeah, I don't like the spice.
inclined to it.
I don't like spice.
Your mama should have eaten
Nah,
a bunch of spice.
I can't do it. Tabasco sauce burns my mouth. Do you remember like Colin though, and how he would eat like the hottest of hot?
Did he?
Yeah. There's kids. I know people like that in my office. They eat the spiciest thing they can
you
order.
see like tears rolling down
but
their
it's like,
eyes.
dude, that's not enjoyable. Like,
Yeah.
They're
What
like,
do you-
oh, but
what do you got to prove?
They're like, oh, the flavor. I'm like, there's no flavor. Your mouth is on
you
fire.
don't have any more taste buds.
Like, no. And you can't enjoy the food.
Yeah,
Like, why not get a mild that you can taste the buffalo sauce and enjoy the buffalo sauce?
I agree.
Or, like, Cholula's fantastic, but it's not that spicy.
A little tomatillo. I've had spicy tomatillo and not spicy.
No, you get a little Cholula on some scrambled eggs. Fire.
Hell yeah.
Or like a breakfast burrito, a little bit of Cholula.
Oh man, they make these little spoons and forks for babies
Yeah.
that are shaped like airplanes.
Yeah.
So you can be like, here comes the plane, but it's a plane.
Yeah. Some 9/11 stuff right there.
Yeah. Always remember, little baby. Do you remember where you were?
You're talking
In my
asking me?
nuts.
Yeah. Say, are you talking to me?
Nah.
You know, Grace was downtown New York.
Really?
Yeah.
At 3?
She was at so Grace's mom worked for Martha Stewart, and she was at their daycare. Or no, maybe it was Rosie O'Donnell. But she was at one of them, their daycares in the like downtown.
Yeah.
And like once everything happened, the dad had to rush down there and grab them. They dipped.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's wild. She went to daycare with Madonna's daughter.
That's pretty cool.
It's fire.
I went to an Ed Sheeran concert. So,
Not on
homies.
9/11.
True.
And I was also with you at the Ed Sheeran concert.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We sat across the stadium.
We did. Yeah.
Yeah. That was so hot.
Was it?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
I wore jeans.
It was a long drive afterwards. That's what it was.
Oh, yeah.
So we had to drive back to Chattanooga.
Yeah. Because me and Remy were driving and we were tired and we didn't get energy drinks. And Remy's like, hey, dude, I'm going to pull over so I can get some sleep real quick.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, we're driving back. I was like, lock the in. And so we were like, we were falling asleep.
Yeah.
And his little sister was in the back and so was Grace. And so they were sleeping, but we kept turning the air on super cold. So we were freezing and then we'd switch it to super hot.
Nowadays, I just get an energy drink.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we did the same thing.
I know. We didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
We were just like, let's go. And so we switched it from hot to cold. So our bodies were getting shocked.
Hell yeah.
And we were just like, the sister and Grace kept waking up and they're like, why is it so hot? Why is it so
For
cold?
your survival, bitch.
Yeah, that
Trying
was
to live
terrible.
here.
That was so funny though.
Parents that take their kids into stores, movies, and restaurants should die.
No.
Tell me why. Explain yourself.
Well, I think when you have a kid who's very young,
Yeah.
that's a little bit different. So if you have a kid that's like anything from 1 to 2,
Okay.
or maybe 0 to 1.5, 2, right? Obviously, you should not go to a super nice restaurant.
You shouldn't go to any restaurant. Continue.
Yeah, you shouldn't go to a super nice restaurant. Now, if they're after the 2 mark, and they're like able to like understand like, hey, quiet down, or hey, here's a toy, or whatever the case is, I think it's acceptable because they're not going to cry like that.
Babies' screams pierce all. Like,
Yeah,
they
but if
pierce
you're
rooms, they pierce worlds, bro.
But if you're a responsible adult,
Then you're at home.
no,
Bitch,
no, you can
leave that baby at home.
Pick them up, go outside.
I hate you people.
No.
I hate you so much.
I would never take a newborn who's like from 0, or sorry, obviously you can't go out in the first few months, but like a 6-month-old to 1,
Yeah.
I would not take them to a restaurant.
Okay. All right.
Because that is a destined to scream. Unless your baby is a super chill baby, they're destined to scream.
Yeah.
I remember my mom, we took Sam to Wild Wing Cafe because the Steelers were playing the Ravens or something. It was a crazy game. It was like a playoff game. And we're like, let's go to Buffalo Wild Wings as a family. And so we get there, and we're all ordering. Sam was being chill. Everybody was chill.
Yeah.
And my mom was like, John, we need to go to the car now. Look down. Sam himself.
Yes.
And it was, she was wearing blue jeans. It was smeared. I just remember we got our food. My dad ended up getting it to go. Like after we were already sitting down, we wrapped it up.
Yeah.
We went out to the car to see my mom, and she like turned and looked at us, and there was just smeared all from the top of her thigh to the bottom of her knee from Sam, and everybody was laughing. It was hilarious.
Has it occurred to you that you need disposable clothing? Because all of your clothing is like really nice, and you really enjoy all your clothes, and it's about to get and throw up on it.
I'm not worried about the baby puke because it's really just milk. It's not like actual. It's not like I'm throwing up on your shoulder.
I guess. Well, dude, that's gonna come.
This is Carhartt.
Yeah, it just washes
It's
out.
meant for it.
Proof.
Yeah.
That's why it starts out brown.
Yeah.
This was brown when I
I
bought
forgot
it.
to silence my
God
phone.
damn it. All right, I'm restarting.
No, you're not.
Oh, I had a good thought. Butts. Butts and nuts. Butts and nuts. Poop. Clothes. Oh, okay. So
Oh, I need to restart.
there's I'm done. I'm deleting every episode. They're the parents that bring their kids, and the kids are crying and crapping themselves and just ruining everybody else's day. But there's only one kind of parent that's worse. The parent that hands their kid their phone to stop it. And the kid's like on TikTok and like no motor skills besides the ability to flick their thumb.
Yeah,
you know?
the phones, man.
Those parents.
I don't know what we talked about this on the last episode, but like when they're very young, I'm gonna try to avoid that at all costs.
Yeah.
Like you know the thing about like Miss Rachel and like those TV shows for kids, and how like they say not to let your kid just sit there and watch TV. Like if you're doing stuff around the house, like, don't just let your kid watch TV because like their minds will start they'll scream and cry if they can't watch that show.
Yeah, it trains them. It settles them down until.
Not doing that.
Yeah, but it's so easy. Like that's why people do it. People don't do it like intentionally making their kids idiots. But
now that we're saying this now, like I would never do that. But I feel like next month or 2 months.
I just need sleep. Watch Veggie Tales.
Well, a month from now we're gonna have kids.
Yeah, it's coming. Yeah, it's like to keep a kid occupied, man. It's so tempting. I think I'm gonna treat phones.
Well, you won't even have a phone.
I won't. Yeah, but I'm gonna treat it with them like other parents treat alcohol. It's like you can't operate a phone until you can, drive.
Yeah, but I don't think shows are as bad. I guess like I don't know. Whenever I was a kid, there was cartoons on the TV.
Yeah.
I think it's the tablets and the phones, like having something they can hold and
it's
like
accessible
put right here.
Yeah.
Nah, that's not happening.
Yeah.
Grace said the opposite.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What's her thought?
She said she doesn't care. Like whenever
it occupies, man.
We watched her sister's kid, and I came around the corner, and she was watching videos of whatever on the phone.
Yeah.
But that was a little bit different. It's not our kid. He was crying because obviously he probably missed his mom. So it's like Grace was just trying to calm him down.
Oh, sure.
But I'm just like, it didn't even work. He saw me and would start crying every time. But it's the mustache every time.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But
I hold back tears too when I see it.
Yeah. But I don't know.
Here's the thing about the internet.
Like they ain't getting no iPad.
Yeah.
They ain't getting no phone.
But you're watching YouTube, like you're watching VeggieTales, and then all of a sudden there's titties, bro.
Yeah.
There's big old titties. And I don't want to have those convos.
You're going to have... Oh, I didn't even think about that
Everybody's going to
conversation.
have it,
Yeah.
but
I never
don't
had
want to
that
have it early.
conversation.
Oh, really?
I never had the
I feel
birds
like
and
it's
bees.
getting easier and easier to just pretend sex isn't real. Yeah.
Whoa.
It's like 95% women and like 3% dudes.
And you're okay with that?
Yeah, I don't care.
Dude. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, people that, yeah,
Yeah.
they're just doing stuff. How have the gifts been? You've been getting loaded up with baby essentials?
We have so much stuff.
Oh man, she was worried that like we weren't gonna get nothing, but now we have like 3 of those diaper genies.
Yeah. Wait, what?
The little trash cans.
3?
Yeah.
Why do you need 3?
Because we got a lot of people in our lives that don't know how to use the internet, and so they don't look at the list, and so they just get us what they think we need.
Yeah, but you can put them around the house.
Yeah.
You can give one to your wife's family.
Give the in-laws one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're all stationed. So yeah, we'll find a use for them. But yeah, I was
crazy.
surprised. I didn't think we'd get anything.
You have a big family, though.
Yeah, but none of it has come from the family at
Really?
all. Not a thing. Yeah. I think they just asked for the registry, so it's coming. But everything that up until this point has been non-family.
There it is.
Yeah. All right. Now I'm feeling good.
No, we got so much stuff. There's still stuff that we're missing. Apparently, we don't have enough newborn clothes, which that doesn't make any sense. But I've been told that you're going to go through like 10 outfits a day because they poop and pee.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, so why don't you just change their diaper?
They should just make the first 3-month outfits without butt coverings. Like the butts should just be exposed for just pooping constantly.
You can get shirts.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe they just wear shirts.
My buddy told me, he's like, you're better off just getting like a pack of 10 white onesies.
You ever see those parents where like you're at the water park and the kids just butt naked, just running around? You've never seen that?
No.
Dear God, I've seen it way too many times. I'm like, there's kids, there's parents that let their kids scream at nice restaurants. There's parents that give them the phone. And then there are just parents that are like, don't wear clothes today. It's going to be fine.
Is that allowed?
It shouldn't be.
It's kind of sus.
Yes, I totally agree.
Hey, what the hell?
Yeah. I've seen it multiple occasions. Oh, they can't afford those 3-month-old clothes, bro.
No.
They're growing constantly.
Yeah. I don't know why you're laughing.
Are you feeling the same way I'm feeling?
I feel good.
No, you're doing that to maintain the vibes. You're trying
What vibes?
the lack of vibes.
There's vibes,
I'm
man.
feeling vibeless. I'm feeling uninspired. I got to go through this list. This had to happen. This is what I thought episode 1 was going to be like.
Nah, it's all good.
It's not. Accept it. It's a episode. Going into scores. What?
All right, now you're just getting. What the fuck?
Let's go.
Can you handle this?
Let's fucking go.
Can you handle it?
We bought a website. We're committed.
I'm committed.
Get off your
Nah, it's work.
phone. All right. So, scenario. Everybody's home. You're having a good evening.
Yeah.
Kids playing with Legos.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are chilling. You get a call from your kid's teacher.
Mm.
And the teacher's like, we had a issue with Winona today. She beat the shit out of another kid. What do you do?
I'm gonna ask what happened.
This little this guy in my class said my hair looked pretty, so I beat the shit out of him.
I'm gonna say, was he flirting with you? And she's gonna say, yeah.
So I beat the shit out of him.
I'm gonna say, good job.
Nice.
High
All
five.
right. I messed up that one.
Now, if my kid's a bully
Yeah.
and the other kid did nothing wrong,
Yeah.
and she's making fun of them,
Yeah.
that's when she gets yelled at.
So it's a yell.
I don't know.
I think
It's a conversation.
you refer to your mom and get out the wooden spoon.
Oh, yeah. Now, if the teacher calls me and says that another kid hit her and she punched him back,
Yeah.
hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell
Easy.
yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's gonna be weird, like, because you do
I
the
think
best.
we both know a bully
Yeah.
from elementary school.
Yeah.
And, like, if I was in my mind where I'm at now, I would have whooped his ass. You already know
You
exactly
can only
what I'm
hope.
talking about.
Yeah, you can only hope. But like you do your best as a parent, and sometimes like good parents have kids.
Well, they don't even know it because they're at school. It's
Yeah.
like, whenever you're at school, like the way I talk to my friends and then I come home to my parents, completely different. As in,
Oh
like,
yeah.
you're filtered when you're at home,
Yes.
but then when you're out and like with your friends,
Yeah.
you're unfiltered.
Well, that scares me too, because there's the kid that I know, my son, and then there's the kid at school, and that might be a totally different person.
Yep.
I gotta enlist spies. I gotta find other kids at the school to like relay his bad behavior to me.
Yeah.
Gotta keep him.
Your son was a today.
Thanks for letting me know. Here's $5.
Now my
You're
buddy
doing good work.
he got an email from the school that his daughter was being or wasn't paying attention in class, or like wasn't paying attention, or wasn't doing a good job listening today.
Yep.
And he was like, "Oh boy," and just closed his phone like he didn't care.
Hell yeah.
So I'm gonna be the same way. It's like, what are you supposed to do? They're kids, like they're young kids.
Yeah.
I'll have a tough conversation. Are they gonna listen to you when you have that conversation?
I don't know. Depends on the kid.
Mm.
All this is making me feel grossly unprepared to be a father.
Yeah. But I don't think anybody's prepared.
I guess. But I see some people that should not have children.
Yeah.
Oh man, the front of their house is all mossy and
Yeah, but you're as prepared as you're going to be.
I could get into gear real quick.
You could buy all the stuff that you want.
Yeah.
You could read all the books. You could take all the classes. But at the end of the day, you have no idea what to expect. For your first. I don't know about multiple kids is different because you have that experience. But your first child, we have no idea what to expect.
Yeah.
Because some people will tell you, oh, it's been so easy so far. Some people like, it's terrible. But then like you have your own experience and you talk about it, which we will talk about on the podcast. Because mine might be fantastic while you're not able to keep your eyes open.
I already feel that way now, bro.
Yeah.
I'm sleepy.
Yeah. It's going to knock us on our ass.
Yeah, sleep is going to be something I dream about.
No, you won't be dreaming.
Right.
You'll be awake.
Dreaming.
It's going to be weird. But it's also going to suck, like, taking rotations, like, who's waking up with the baby, who's not.
Yeah, do you guys have a plan, or are you just
No.
gonna... So, she's entertained the notion of, like, she does, like, the early shift, so from, like, 8 to 12.
Yeah.
And then I do, like, 12 to 4. Yeah. I mean, we switch sometimes, but... Yeah, because, like, I know people where both of them get up, which just seems like insanity to me. Like, both parents just every time get up.
Yeah.
But I'm starting to think there's a world where, like, one parent's in the opposite side of the house with a kid. So, like, the other parent can actually legitimately sleep.
Well, it won't be on the other side. It'll be in the nursery.
Well, that's how it's set up for us.
Ours is right across.
Yeah. So maybe the living room is where...
See, I feel like I'm going to be very... It's going to be instinctual for me to jump up and, like, want to help.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The cries of the baby, like, at first... Like, it's the same thing with, like, my dogs. Like, when I first get a dog, like, I hear them shuffle or something, I'm like, something's wrong.
Yeah.
Check on them. And that's going to be just, like, that times 100 for a kid.
I'll feel too bad for Grace doing it by herself. There's going to be some nights
At
where
first.
Well, she's going to push me and probably wake me up and say, hey, can you go take care of her?
Yeah.
But Grace is the type of person, though, to jump up and do it. And so I think the challenge is going to be more so, like, me taking, like, hey, no, you sit down, I'll go do it.
Yeah.
But I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Like, yeah, I know you got to feed it and stuff, but it's like, how much can you do?
Yeah.
I feel like the mom plays such a crucial role.
I recently heard that the sounds that a kid makes,
Yeah, I saw a video.
like, it
Yeah.
says what they want, and I'm like, is that real?
So like if they're crying a specific way,
they go, yeah,
it's like and that
Ugh.
means it has to take a
yeah.
Oh, that means it has to burp.
I don't know, man.
That means but if it's 2:00 in the morning,
yeah,
you had a long day at work. Let's say you traveled for your work, or I had a super long day. It wasn't going my way. I'm like, I just can't wait to get some sleep. It's 2 a.m. Baby starts screaming. I'm not gonna be sitting there listening for a yeah. I'm gonna be in there just, come on.
poop. Do you want food? Do you want sleep?
But again, I know people who have kids.
You seen those like newborns that can do sign language?
No,
That's badass.
I don't
like,
think that's true.
It's
Newborns
so true.
that do
Like,
sign language?
weeks.
Mm.
Weeks. And the kid is like,
That's what me and Grace
you
do.
want food?
I'm like, Grace. And she goes and gets me food.
She knows you so well.
She does.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what it's gonna feel like though. Like being that tired. I don't know. I feel like again it's gonna be instinctual. I think with the first kid,
You're just gonna zombie through it, man.
I think with the first kid though, it's gonna be more like we jump up real fast and like feel like we have to help like quickly.
Yeah.
But with the next kid, it's gonna be like, fuck.
They'll live.
No, they have to eat every 2 hours, and so they're gonna be on that routine.
Yeah.
That's the part that's gonna suck. Is like even if she's not screaming, crying, you're gonna walk in there and she's just gonna be awake.
Maybe there's like a liquid IV thing, where like they have their little bag that they're attached to, and
Just roll over and start sucking on it.
morality gets in the way of progress.
Yeah,
Just
but you have to though, because if they can't really lift their heads up at all.
that weirds me out.
So you have
Can
to
you
be-
imagine
Yeah.
6 months where you were at the whim of somebody's grace to roll you over so you don't get bed sores?
Yeah. I still remember like my parents used to wipe my ass after I pooped.
You remember that?
Yeah.
I have zero recollection of infancy or anything near that time. I
I just remember
remember
being at my grandparents' house.
I must have been a lot older, but like I used to like pretend to be asleep so that my dad would carry to my room.
Everybody did that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I wonder if he believed me.
I think
Just
so.
lying, son of a He's getting a free ride.
Yeah, the last time my mom wiped my ass, I was like, what, 13, 14?
I cannot.
No, I was at my grandparents' house in Alaska. So I had to be like, that was before 4th grade. That was before 3rd
I can't believe
grade.
you can remember your ass getting
No, I don't
wiped.
remember it happening. I just remember like
I remember the feeling
no,
of
I remember
the fingers in
I
my
remember
butt.
her yelling. I remember I had to yell for my mom though. Like I'd be like, "Mom, did you wipe?"
That sounds a little old, son. That sounds a little way old.
Told you,
That
13 or
sounds
14, maybe 15.
Oh,
Could have been last week.
yeah. I still have her.
It's weird to think about. God, man, you gotta lock in.
I'm not locked in. I might just trash it.
Do you know what? No, you're not trashing anything.
All right.
But do you know what it is? Every episode that we've done when it's light outside has
Yeah.
been like, 2.
Yeah, there's a vibe.
It's the nighttime vibe.
We could just like take a black trash
Nah,
bag
we're
and
good,
throw it
dude.
over that window. Not today, but maybe we do that
It's the vibe, man.
for the future. Yeah. Let's
Yeah.
look at the thing. I'm just gonna. But I think the most important thing that I get out of this today is we put out a episode and that's fine.
It's fine.
Because like in my head, old Austin would be like, we put out a episode, we're done.
No,
That's not what we're gonna do.
We do have to edit out some parts though.
So much. Yeah, this is a very heavy edit. Let me look at our thing.
Ruby's supposed to be coming up today.
Oh, is he?
He was like, "What are we gonna do?"
What is there to do? How is becoming going to the stores with kid? What am I kid? This was the first time. Okay. I think there's going to be some inevitable husband-wife conflict. Like in my head,
Fighting?
it's like, oh, I'll take care of it this time, honey. I think half the time it's going to be like, it's your turn.
Oh,
Go
Grace is
take care of
going
the
to
kid.
yell.
Oh, man.
Well, so I wake up every day at 4:15,
Yeah. Oh.
and
ugh.
I have like 7 alarms. and I only wake up to the last one.
Nice.
And so Grace wakes me up every day. She's
Okay.
like, Andy, wake up.
Why are either of you waking up at 4:15?
Because I get up, take a shower, get ready,
Yeah,
and then eat breakfast, go to work.
that doesn't sound like 4:15 times.
It's excessive. But she wakes me up.
Yeah.
And so when the baby starts crying, that she's going to, I will sleep directly through it.
Are we gonna hate our wives?
No.
Are they gonna hate us?
No. I think that it's going to be hard coming home from work and our wives are going to look drained.
Yeah.
Like their faces are going to be drained because they have been up for, let's say they woke up 3 times last night, plus they had to deal with the crying and all during the day.
Yeah.
Her friend, though, just had a baby, and I think she's like 6 weeks old, and they're like, yeah, it's hard because you're tired, but it's like completely fine. Like everything's fine.
Yeah, we'll acclimate.
But she also has apparently a chill baby. If you have a crier,
Yeah. What is that? Colicky baby?
I don't know.
I hear that colicky babies cry a lot.
She's
I don't know
gonna
what
cry
that
so
means.
much. I think she's going to be dramatic.
When are our kids going to have their first play date?
Play date probably around 6 months.
Is that when kids can crawl? When
Yeah.
can it- okay.
But then they're going to get married at like 21.
They're not getting married. Because they're going to grow up together. That would be weird. They're going to grow up like siblings. Tennessee.
They're going to be best friends.
We are in the South.
There might be more.
I don't think so.
They might. That would be a funny story.
Yeah. Nah, they're gonna be so close that they're not gonna think of each other that way.
Whatever you say.
Yeah. The Adventures of Winnie and Huddy.
Yeah, because if my girl breaks your son's heart, man. Or vice versa. I'll have to kill him.
Yeah.
You know?
My son's gonna be a stand-up little man. He's gonna be wearing a suit at 2 months old. He's gonna be so dapper.
Didn't you used to wear fisherman pants?
Me?
Yeah.
What are fisherman pants?
Like the pants from Earthbound?
Oh yeah. Like the stoner stuff, like the hemp pants.
See, I could see your son being like that.
Nah,
Like you.
He's gonna be cooler than that. Those are my hopes for him, that he's cooler than his dad. Because that's like, I grew up, and all my friends would tell me, "Man, your dad is so cool."
Yeah.
And the underlying thing there is like, you are not as cool as your dad, and it was so true. Like my dad was always way cooler than me, and so I think that's my biggest hope is like, his friends go up to him and be like, "Man, your dad's so lame," but I know that means that he's cool.
That he's a cool guy.
Yeah,
Yeah, I do remember your dad always wore scrubs.
which is the coolest thing to wear.
No, but if he wasn't wearing scrubs, it was weird.
Yeah. Who are you?
No, he would
Like
always
those people that the dads that shave their beard and the babies don't recognize.
Like 90% of the time, your dad was wearing scrubs.
Yeah. Less now, for sure.
Nah, he needs to go back to those ways.
Maybe there's baby scrubs.
There's definitely baby scrubs.
Maybe I can brainwash my kid into being a fancy doctor by like
making
dressing
him wear
them
scrubs.
like little stethoscope. That'd be badass.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody from work gave us our baby's first fedora. I'm very excited. Little Jason Mraz action.
It's a mini fedora.
It's a tiny fedora, dude. Yeah. So we got a fedora and like a standard cowboy hat now.
Nah. Oh, okay. Cowboy hat, cool. Fedora, ugh.
It's gonna be fun.
How are you doing?
He's gonna have a
princess?
tiny little ukulele.
Oh no.
What about instruments? Is your kid you gonna put him in any of that?
I can't play anything.
Yeah.
Grace can't play anything.
Yeah.
Maybe if they want to.
I think it would be an excellent skill socially. Like
It's pretty
a
cool.
dude that can play the guitar.
A dude that can play the saxophone.
Yeah.
That is badass.
I feel
If
like we
I
grew
was a
up in-
kid, I went to a band. I went to band camp. I went to band camp in
Did
fifth
you really?
grade to play the saxophone.
Yeah.
I did it for that one little summer, and then I quit completely.
I used to play the violin. Like I was proficient in the violin.
See, my mindset is like if I pick up an instrument like the guitar,
Yeah.
I need to be good now. I have I have like OCD or like ADHD or something that makes it to where like I lose interest if I'm not good at it within like the first 2 weeks.
Well, that's the thing. Like the start of it, learning it, there's like leaps and bounds. It's like, oh, this is my first fucking chord. longer you learn, the increments get smaller and smaller.
Yeah.
And so it's less rewarding to get better and better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried guitar for like 2 weeks and sucked ass. So I
Yeah,
quit.
but you play piano though.
I do play the piano, but it's kind of a loner's instrument.
Not necessarily.
It's just like you're at a campfire, like, hey man, whip out the piano.
Like if my kid has Colin's skill with the guitar,
Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
that would be awesome. And that's easily achievable. You know, you just pay for the lessons and the kid knows guitar. It's great.
Colin's he was good at every instrument.
Was he?
I think he played tuba.
I think he's some kind of brass.
He played tuba, but he also had, I just remember going to, whenever we obviously got older, like going to their house and like he would have he had like 7 different instruments.
Yeah.
Because he could play a little bit of piano, he could play guitar, he could play the bass, he could play the trumpet, he could play the trombone, the one that you like.
A trombone.
I don't know if that's called that. The one that you
Well, it's a trombone.
Trombone.
I
There
like
it is.
trombone better. Though.
Trombone. And then he definitely played the tuba. Yeah. I remember that. That was funny.
Why was he so musically inclined? What the heck?
I think his mom's brother or maybe his dad's brother, one of the uncles, gave him like his first guitar.
They're allowed to play anything. Huddy is allowed to play anything but the drums. I'm not going to be one of those parents that has a drum set in their house. Like,
No,
you're already
hell no.
like kids are loud enough, bro.
No drums.
Yeah,
that's too much.
You're asking for trouble.
Because even if the drums are down here in this garage that we're in,
there's nowhere safe.
Let's say we're still living here by the time
they're
older. Our room is right there.
Yeah, there's nowhere safe.
Living room is right over there. You're going to be able to hear that. Shut the hell up!
Yeah. Break them. Yeah,
but
guitar.
I think the guitar and I like the guitar. The guitar's
cool. It's like a self-contained thing. You can make a living with you and the guitar.
I always thought about this in high school.
Yeah.
If you were the guy who had the guitar and were playing and everybody was singing along, you were that guy.
Social cred, man.
If you could plug it into an amp and play Sweet Child of Mine,
hell yeah,
you're that guy. If you pull out a piano and you start whipping it up, you're that guy.
I don't know. I feel like all those guys ended up at McKay's.
No. Now, if you pull out a trumpet, no one's really going to care.
Yeah.
You pull out the drums, nobody's really going to care.
Both our kids are playing guitars.
Guitar or piano is cool.
Yeah.
With me. Or the banjo. The banjo would be fire. Or a little fiddle.
Yeah.
That'd be sick. Yeah, if your kid can do that. Have you seen those videos of those like 6-year-old kids that are fucking whipping it?
That's wild.
Yeah. I don't know about the singing though.
What do you mean?
I can't stand it.
You can't stand singing?
Like if someone's not that good at it.
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
if you're not good at singing, don't sing.
But have you ever met those people that sing out loud?
And they think they can?
Yes.
Oh, it hurts.
It's just like, please, and you're their parents, so you can't say this, but you're just like, please, for the
love shuts
of
you up.
God, stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you get them in singing lessons, man, most people can end up singing.
Dude, there's a kid in my office.
Yeah.
He sits right across from me. He always has his Beat headphones on.
Oh, no.
And if he's not actually singing, which he does, which pisses me off, he hums.
Nice.
And he'll hum the same song.
Oh, I'm that guy at work.
No, I'm saying like, this is what it sounds like. He's like,
that's
all flipping day. And I don't say anything because I'm a nice guy.
That's me at work.
No.
It really is.
It's not.
I go through the weekend phases, and Jordan is like, you're doing it again. And it's like,
stop being that guy.
It's hard, dude. Because like you got the headphones on, and so it feels like you sound like that. Because you can't hear yourself. So
see, that's the thing is I would never do that because I know I don't sound like that.
Yeah.
Now,
my problem
if you put on some country music,
yeah,
I can somewhat sound like that.
There's a long black train.
Everybody can sound like it. So it's like, okay, cool. But yeah.
So both our kids are going to be in singing lessons.
Well, he puts on the weekend, and it's like, stop.
Yeah.
Stop.
No, nobody can be the weekend but him.
Yeah.
Don't even try.
Turn your voice down.
Let's just save money and put them in at the same time.
And what?
Guitar lessons, singing lessons.
But that's the thing too, is like, do you do guitar lessons? Is it worth the money?
Hell yeah, it
Or
is.
do you just tell them to go on YouTube and...
Nah, dude. That's an illusion. Like for some things, it's cool. Like you want to learn how to be a YouTuber, go to YouTube. But like...
Oh, do you remember Allie Holmes from high school? I think that's her last name.
Rich Dad.
Yeah, her dad has a guitar cafe. It's like I think it's a bar.
Yeah,
But they
I
do
know,
guitar
open
lessons.
chord.
Yeah, they do guitar lessons there. Pretty
Yeah.
cool. I would rather send my kids somewhere like that than Guitar Center.
Not Guitar Center. Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's a place in like Farragut that I took voice lessons from for like 3 weeks.
Voice lessons?
Yeah.
What was it called?
I don't know.
School of Rock?
No.
That's what Danica goes to.
Does she?
Yeah, she's in a band.
And she's doing all right. She's Bonnaroo.
Dude, they got to go up to, no, they went to Bonnaroo. They went up to Massachusetts. They're I think they're going to Ohio, or they already went. They went to PA. It's pretty cool.
Success.
Yeah.
Does your kid get an allowance?
I think we talked about this on the last episode.
No, we talked about
Chores.
like chores, but like, is there like a standard rate?
No, I think
money?
it's like, no, definitely. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Me and Grace talked about this. My mom, if I was going to the mall with my friends or going to the movies, she'd always give me a $20 bill every single time.
That's cool.
But it wasn't.
That's a lot as a kid,
but
bro.
yeah, that's the thing, is it covers a ticket and food.
Yeah.
And if we didn't go see a movie, I can go, if I want to buy something, I could.
Yeah.
But like $20 is, as a kid, a lot of money.
Yeah.
If I have kids, she's like, hey, I'm going to the movie, I would give them $20. Or probably like a card. Like, hey, here's my card. What?
Okay.
Because
I guess you can track that better than you can
no,
cash.
I guess
they
not,
could be buying.
not a card. Because if you give them a card, then they think they can spend whatever they want,
Yeah.
and they're just used to swiping.
Yeah, but then you know.
What I do want to do is have like chores.
Yeah.
But like, let's say there's a list of chores out, right? And they can earn $1 every chore they do.
Mm-hmm.
But that's extra. So I think I saw a video on this. So they do chores. They have their standard chores they need to get done. So like, let's say doing the dishes, taking out the trash.
Then the extra stuff.
But then there's extra stuff that you can do. So if you want to mop the floors after you sweep them, you can earn an extra $5. And so they can do that every week. And so they can start understanding that like they need to do the basics, but if they do more than they're supposed to, they can earn money doing it.
Do they have to buy their first car?
No.
You're buying their first car?
Yeah.
Just out of pocket?
My parents paid for my car.
Sweet 16?
My car, here's the difference. My car was, I think my dad said it was $45,000 or $5,000. It was a Ford Explorer. My youngest sibling, his car was $24,000.
Yeah, what's up with that?
I don't know.
The first kid gets
Yeah.
and I know we're talking
Taylor's
about
car.
free cars, but
Taylor's car we called it the green bean because it was a Kia. I don't think it was a Sorrento.
Forte.
It might have been it was like an early 2000s Sorrento or Forte.
Yeah.
It was lima green. It was a lime, like a bean green. And she put these these fuzzy pink covers over her seats and her steering wheel.
Hell yeah.
Oh my gosh.
My first car was a red Jeep Wrangler, and that was awesome. This
super
homeless
nice.
guy walked up to me. He's like, "That's a wagon right there, son."
Wait, what?
I'm like 16 years old. Like, thank you. Drive.
No, I had a Jeep too.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Is that the one I backed into, or is that Remy's Jeep?
You backed into that one.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
They're so robust, though.
I would never get another Jeep.
Yeah, they're
Unless
they're
I was
fun
making dumb
sometimes.
money, like enough money to get whatever I wanted.
Yeah,
But at that point, I'd get a Bronco.
Broncos are fun.
I
New
think-
Bronco or old Bronco?
My buddy actually just got an old Bronco,
Mm-hmm.
like a 70s.
They're pretty cool looking.
They are. But the
They're
new
gas
ones,
guzzlers.
yeah, the new one's cool
Yeah.
if you do stuff to it.
Yeah,
Like if you lifted it up a little bit, put bigger rims on it, all that stuff,
yeah.
they look cool. The base models, not so much.
Mm.
I also like the 2 doors more than the 4 doors.
Really?
Yeah, I like the
I
more
hate
compact look.
Getting into like that.
But then what's the point of getting the Bronco though if you're getting a 2-door? Like there's legit no point to it. So you
Yeah.
might as well get the 4-door. I'll never buy get another Jeep though.
At what age are you going to allow Winona to get a tattoo?
You have to be, I think, 18.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think that might
I
have.
thought you could be a
It
lot
might have been.
younger.
No, I think they might have bumped it to 21. I think it's still 18.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like I know 15-year-olds with tattoos.
No, you don't.
I hung out
You
at
can get-
skate parks.
You can get No, you can get a tattoo. I think no, you can't at 16. There's something you have to do with parent permission. I think that's a certain piercing. Like if you want.
When can she get her ears pierced?
I was thinking about getting a pierce when she's like after she's born.
Whoa, really?
Yeah. The reason being is because apparently if you get it while they're, this could be complete, but I was told that like when they're super young, if you get them, they get used to it in their ear and they don't try to pull it out. Like as they get older, they're just used to the feeling.
Huh.
But I've seen people who wait though, because if it's a baby and they pull on their ear and it rips it out, they're going to be, yeah, because they like to grab shit.
Yeah.
I don't know when my mom waited. I'm pretty sure my younger siblings got it done when they were really young.
What if she wants to get like crazy piercings?
No.
None.
No.
No nose.
She can get her nose pierced when she's like 18.
Okay.
But not when she's young. I don't think you can. I don't think you're allowed to get your nose pierced until you're 16 with your parents' permission.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Belly button? Nope.
I wonder if I'm gonna let him dye his hair if he wants, because like I've dyed my hair crazy colors.
Well, Grace is a hairstylist. Like that's gonna happen at some point. I hope not, but that's gonna happen at some point.
Yeah.
Grace has gone through some crazy colors though. She had pink hair.
Hell yeah.
She had orange hair, which I did not like the orange. It wasn't orange. It was supposed to be peach, but it looked orange. She had her hair like super light. She had it gray.
I had my aunt dye my hair black, and it turned out bright blue.
I used that blue hair dye.
Hell yeah.
But my hair was so dark you could barely see it.
Mine was very visible. It was bad.
I used that spray though that you get at like the
Sun in.
No. Well, I used Sun In before.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying when I was a kid, after I get my hair cut, my mom the lady at the Great Clips or whatever would spray that blue in it. It looked like a spray can, but it's for your hair. It would last like a day. I don't know. Grace is gonna have some. Girl's gonna have some hairdos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can be your little test subject.
Yeah. Makeup? Not when she's young.
I hate makeup.
Nah.
Gets in my mouth.
Ugh.
We'll keep on walking down the boulevard. Got no directions, we've been lost from the start. It's such a strange world we're living in. So many things to see, but where do we